Some of you might have noticed on my last video how I had an 11-game win streak. Wow, after seeing how I was playing, you might have thought this was someone else's. I wouldn't blame you, I wasn't very good. But no, it's mine. So your new question must be, how? Well, this is the story of how I went on the best win streak of my entire Rocket League career, and how it all came crumbling down afterwards. Our story begins at the end of my December 28th stream. We're not going to dwell on this match for too long. All you need to know is that my opponents decided to save this shot, but not this one. Yeah, thanks lads. Then, I ended the stream. Wow, this story's going to definitely get nominated for some awards. The next day, the task was pretty simple. Just get to Grand Champ. But there was a problem. Teammates in Champ 3 can usually be about as consistent as 6-month-old milk. With around 50 points needed for Grand Champ, this was going to need to be a great stream. So imagine my surprise, my shock, my absolute horror when I found out that my teammates were actually pretty solid. I'd go as far as to say in the first 3 games of this win streak, I was getting carried. So in game 4, I knew it was time to bring my A game and show what I was truly capable of. Who's carrying who, huh? Yeah, that's right, I am the bloody best. This is where I take off. I then informed my teammate, who had inquired as to whether or not I was the real Shogun, no! Scored another goal to bring us even, at which point I apologetically said yes. He then told me he already knew it was me. No, not because of the title, which would be a dead giveaway, but because the last goal was a banger. And I can't help but agree. With my ego now very satisfied, I rounded off my hat trick, got goal number 4, and we won the game. You see, this is the sort of interactions we need in team chat. I was a smoldering trash pile heading into this game, and Azor helped me rise to new and unparalleled heights. The next game saw me continue my scoring spree, and we survived a late scare to go 5 games undefeated. As you can imagine, 5 wins is where this actually started to get serious. If the previous 2 games had seen me rising, then this was my surge. We came across 3 opponents who seemed to know exactly what they were doing. They were fast and they were teamed up. My teammates weren't even bad, but we spent the entire first half unable to keep up with the blistering pace that had been set. If we were to win this, we needed something big. So I obliged. I can't stress how rare this is for me. Not only do I barely ever go for these plays, but I succeed at them even less. So when we conceded again soon after, we didn't lose hope. I got a lucky challenge that doubled as an infield pass straight into the path of Subliminal, who I can only assume is omnipotent because he knew exactly where this ball was gonna go. Into the back of the net. Seeing his 2 teammates go full Super Saiyan, Azakills was feeling a little left out. Little did he know, he was about to join Team Ascended and win us this game. Have I ever played a single better game of Rocket League? No. Did this win feel really good? You better believe it. Game 7 continued exactly where I left off, finishing the opening minute with a gorgeous pass to my teammate before slotting in goal number 2. As you can see, I'm not used to playing like this. But with Grand Champ on the line, I was really starting to feel the pressure. And this scoreline didn't bloody help. Now here's where I'd like all of you to meet Jekko. Hi, Jekko! Jekko is a regular viewer of the twitch.tv/Callum the Shogun streams. Boom, nailed the plug. I'm just gonna look over the fact that he probably was only stream sniping me because he wanted to get on the other team and therefore ruin everything I'd worked so bloody. Now, not only is Jekko a phenomenal viewer, but he was gonna be our knight in shining armor. Thanks, Jekko! But now I feel somewhat betrayed, so me and him are gonna go and have a little talk. Bye, Jekko! So, yeah, 8-game win streak, Grand Champ secured. At this point, there was only one thing left on my mind. How far could we take this? My greatest ever win streak sits at 13 straight wins. which I set almost 2 years ago. So we were 5 games away from tying my streak and 6 away from surpassing it. As we stepped onto the field of Aquadome, I was getting menacing vibrations. Something was gonna go horribly wrong. I could just tell. Minutes passed without a blunder. As a matter of fact, minutes passed with nothing really happening at all. The most interesting thing that had happened was my team hitting the backboard and not following. I'm really glad these fans decided to make the trip underwater and risk their lives to watch this game, as I absolutely destroyed this dunk, finished off the open shot, and stared deep at the camera. Now, all we had to do was not mess up. Ah! Yeah, it's alright, my teammates combined to score pretty soon after. I'm not entirely sure as to why you guys decided to make such a big deal about this, because if you didn't know, the worst was yet to come. The next game was for double digits, and the next game wasn't going very well. I don't know what to blame for this, so I'm just gonna blame Stacks turning up in chat. Bloody Stacks. However, my team refused to tilt. Refused to give up. Instead, they did the only thing that you can do in these situations, and that is send a message by hitting an absolute banger. These Pulse members just mechanically something else. We spent the next minute putting on unrelenting pressure before eventually breaking them down to get within 1. Now, I was a believer. Not in our team, no, but of the Church of Tyrant. And my faith was to be rewarded. Overtime was just around the corner. But if we went to overtime and won it, that would make this game look close. No. We needed to finish this in regulation. We needed our opponents to know that they were never in control. So, with the final seconds ticking away, we made our move. Follow! 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 Yes! 10-0! After winning a game like that, winning the next game's overtime simply felt like a walk in the park. You know, in hindsight, we really did not make any of this easy for ourselves. We were living the good life, but when I thought we were through the absolute worst of it, something horrible happened. Now, conventional wisdom says that I should have just completely ignored this, but there was one really good reason as to why I accepted it. I knew that when this streak inevitably came to an end, everybody would blame him rather than me. Spoiler alert, the streak does come to an end. So if you could just pre-blame Cole for the loss, I would really appreciate it. You know, I'll wait here. Go and do it. Just type in your comment. Hit send. You get it done? All right. Let's get to the games. Our first game together, we tried numerous passing plays and different tricks to break our opponents down. None of them worked. What did work was sitting back and waiting for the opponents to triple commit. I love this game. After getting a very early lead, we then had to grind out our next win. And despite some close calls, we had now tied my greatest ever win streak. At which point, we decided to win a game without being forced to sweat, and quite frankly, I don't remember what this feels like. Then we scored 10. Brand new subs because Reg is an absolute legend. So, I honored him by rinsing the opposing backline with my pristine dribbling skills. Be sure to watch my 1v1 videos, by the way. Win 15 and 16 soon fell into place, but now winning is the norm. All you want to know is how Cole ruined the win streak, don't you? Well, prepare yourselves, because this is hard to watch. We came into this game a single point away from hitting 1600 rating. In the previous 2 games, we had helped Cole and Treefork hit the same goal. So surely they would return the favor. Well, unfortunately, someone had other ideas. Some of your backboard. There's Cole. There's me passing it to them. There's me still passing it to them. The win streak was dead. 16 straight victories we'd managed to notch up. Easily the best I have ever put together and likely will ever put together. But now that the win streak was dead, I could spend the rest of my stream enjoying myself and having a good time with friends.
Really good streak it was.